Hello, Caravan. I'm Noah Sanchez, and today I'm with Spanish teacher and Spanish club moderator, Miss Beavers. Thank you for joining me today.
Thank you for inviting me.
Now, like all my other interviews I've gone, I'm just going to ask you some questions so then teachers, parents, and other faculty members can get to know you a little more personally.
Okay. I'm looking forward to it.
What did you like best about where you grew up?
I grew up on a beautiful block. Aesthetically, it was beautiful, but the best thing about it, the people were nice. I grew up right here in the city on the south side, and I loved my neighborhood. And we had a gang of kids from each block, and we competed competitively. When I was younger, the roller derby was really popular, so we competed. We took each team name that was popular, and we competed. I loved it. I love that neighborhood.
What neighborhood was this?
I grew up in Pill Hill,
Okay.
not far from here.
All right. Yeah. Nice neighborhood.
hmm
What's your favorite binge-worthy TV show?
I'm not a big TV watcher, but the show that I just can't get enough of is called The Midwife on PBS.
Never heard of it.
Never heard of it. So there's a group of women in England. They were midwives, and some of them were nuns, some of them were lay people, and it was before women were actually having babies in hospitals. And it just tells the stories, chronicles the stories. I don't think any of them are true to life, but they mimic true life stories. So I just love it.
Would you recommend it for our viewers?
Yeah, I don't think our viewers would enjoy it as much as I do. But maybe
Okay.
the moms would. I'm not sure.
All right. What's one thing people would be surprised to know about you?
Okay, this kind of piggybacks on one of the questions you just asked. One thing, I have a deep burning desire to skate for the roller derby. The roller derby is back, and they have teams. Chicago actually has a team. So they have a team that they're not the fighters. I don't know if you're familiar with roller derby. Competitive roller skating, and the people would fight. The women, they pulled hair, they knock each other down. I don't think people know that I would love, I don't really want to do that at this age, but they do have a performance team. I would love to do that. And the other thing that I absolutely enjoy doing is laundry. I love doing laundry.
Well, the roller derby thing sounds very exciting.
Yes, yeah,
And
yeah.
I'm sure plenty of students would come out and see you if you did do that.
I would hope so, and I hope I can get to the point where I can be on a team.
What's your favorite movie quote?
I have two. A little embarrassed of one of them that I like so much, but every time I hear it, say it, or see it, it makes me laugh, it makes me happy. And it's from the movie The Help. Actually, I have two from that movie, but the one that you'll probably recognize is, "You is kind, you is smart, and you is important." Because at the base, that's how you want to make people feel. Okay, not proper English, but that's how you want people to feel once they've interacted with you. So that's one of my favorites. Another one from that movie is, "I've got pie." So I like that one. And then from the movie Just Mercy, which depicts the life of Brian Stevenson, a man who works for justice of people who have been wrongly convicted. There's a quote that he says to his client, "We all need justice, we all need mercy, and perhaps we all need some measure of unmerited grace." I just love that. And the fact that it's a true life story, I like it even more.
Now, both those movies are great movies. Would you recommend them for our viewers?
I would recommend both of those movies for your viewers, yes.
All right. Who do you prefer, Cubs or Sox?
Well, I'm a South Sider, so I'm going to say Sox, but really, the truth, I like both teams. I like all Chicago teams. But if there's a battle between the Cubs and the Sox, I want the Sox to win. And before you ask me who my favorite player is, I don't have one.
Okay.
Because I don't watch the games. I just want them to win.
All right, that's understandable. What was the last book you read?
It was called A Common Struggle. It's an excellent book. It's by Patrick Kennedy. My son gave me the book as a gift. I'm not sure if you're familiar with that book, but my work outside of Mount Carmel is in the disability world. My passion is to make life better for people with disabilities. And as you know, as a student in my class, I had a son that had a disability. So this is something that's close to my heart. And my son met Patrick Kennedy when he was in office. And I think he was working on his book then. It talks about, it chronicles some of those disabilities that we're not aware of, the depression, sometimes secret drug addictions, but disability across the board, and how it's something that we all will face or encounter in our lives. The book is real, it's raw, and it's informative too. And so it's one of my favorite books.
Would you recommend it?
I really would, because I think people don't understand sometimes that they're on the, I don't know, on the edge, living in that disability world, or somebody they know is, and it would help them understand them better.
If you could have any superpower, what would it be?
I would like to be able to close my eyes and imagine I was any place I wanted to be. I like to travel, so I'd like to be able to close my eyes and be there. Hear things, maybe go back in time. I don't know, maybe change the way things are. I'm indecisive on that one.
That's a great one. What's your favorite vacation spot?
I have two, and they're quite different. One is Italy. I love Italy. Why do I like Italy? It's just beautiful. It is beautiful. The people are friendly, and I know it's not just one person or one person type there, but every time I've been there, I've been treated well. And then another place, Venice, Italy in particular. I love it. But another place, which does not seem like it's a vacation hotspot to anybody, but St. Louis. My sister and I went there. Now, let me tell you, I went there shortly after the death of my son. So I don't know, maybe that had something to do with it, but we had a fabulous time. And I never knew. I had been to St. Louis before. I don't recall having as much fun as my sister and I had there. So I would say St. Louis too.
All right. And this is kind of going back off on the superpower question, but would you like to travel to those places with your superpower?
Oh, that would be great. But now listen, if I had my superpower, I'd be going a whole lot of other places too.
Yeah, I figured. What's one thing that's still on your bucket list?
I would like to maybe, I know some people want to jump out of planes and stuff like that. I don't like to do anything on purpose that might hurt me, but I maybe would like to spend a summer in South Africa and just take in the beauty.
All right, that's a good one. If you could have a meal with anyone, dead, fictional, alive, famous or not, who would it be?
Maybe my paternal grandfather and my great-grandparents on each side, because I never met them. And people tell me from time to time I'm like this one or I'm like that one, but I've never met them, so I can't evaluate that. So I would love to meet them.
That's a nice one. If you could learn to do anything, what would it be?
Well, maybe I try to every summer learn something new. So I think, now I'm saying this one, and I have never investigated it, but maybe fly a plane or maybe drive an 18-wheeler. So I do have commercial driver's license because that was something I wanted to do. It was a goal. It was a summertime goal. So one summer I got my commercial driver's license and I keep them up. I would like to expand that and be able to drive like a huge truck or those huge buses. I do not want a job doing that. I just want to know that I can do it.
Yes, that's a good skill.
Yeah.
What's your favorite song or favorite band?
So I never remember names of songs or people most of the time, and it just depends on the time of the day and the time of the year, but I have a few. Right now I'm loving the song Jerusalema, and the South African singer Noam Sibo sings that, and it's in the language that they're singing it in is in Zulu, so I'm fascinated by languages. I also love John Legend, Made to Love, and Ed Sheeran. I love almost anything he sings, but I really love Perfect, and when he sings it with Andrea Bocelli.
All good songs.
Mm-hmm.
Who's the coolest celebrity you've ever met?
I've met a lot of celebrities, but the coolest I met was probably President Obama before he was President Obama. In a job that I had, He was the community organizer. He was warm, smart, friendly, knowledgeable, really strong in his views. Just the kind of person that you'd want to sit down and have dinner with. So he's probably one of the coolest.
What was your favorite or most interesting job before coming to work at
So that was the job that I had when I met President Obama. I was in public relations, and I loved it. Public and community relations for at that time, the world's largest waste disposal firm, which was Waste Management. And my job was to go into communities if they were going to be receiving the services for the company or if they were going to receive recycling services. In that capacity, I also went into schools and talked about environmental awareness. And I wrote curriculum that schools use to teach their students about environmental awareness. And I would do workshops to teach teachers about the curriculum. I did workshops to teach our salespeople how to reach the community. And I loved that job. I really did.
Sounds like a fun job.
It was a lot of fun.
What advice do you have for working at Mount Carmel?
I think if you work here, first thing is you have to be flexible. And I don't know if it's because I came here and then, we had the pandemic, but I think you just have to be willing to be flexible. I love how there's emphasis on not only the academics, but extracurricular activities. So I think finding the balance as a teacher of teaching your information and understanding, tired bodies or students that are doing extra things like doing interviews during other periods. I think finding that balance of understanding and just being flexible would be my advice.
And then final question, and my personal favorite. If you were to pick any of your fellow faculty members to be your tag team wrestling partner, who would it be?
It would be Mrs. Mazurkowitz, because she knows everything. She knows where every body is hidden. She knows everything. So I would choose her.
And what would you guys have your tag team partner name be?
I think she would be Salt and I would be Pepper.
That's a great name for it.
Yeah, I think I really like her. I admire the hard work she does. So if she worked that hard on a tag team wrestling team as she does in that office, I think we'd be the winners.
Yes, I'm sure you guys would be great. Well, thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you so much for interviewing me. I've had fun.